What's going on, guys? This is No Filter, a Nintendo podcast, and here's my review for Lucca, Born of a Dream for Nintendo Switch. Lucca, Born of a Dream comes to us from Me Less Than 3, and it is a top-down action RPG, actually very similar to games like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, etc., etc. I would say a lot of people like to throw out that kind of comparison here, but here it actually is very similar in a lot of ways. However, it has a very striking, unique art style, and because it is a top-down action RPG, I'd actually compare it more of a mix with Hyper Light Drifter and Dark Souls put together, and that is a really good pedigree to be mentioned by, because obviously those were some influences for this game, but Lucca Born of a Dream does do a lot of its own, and it is really a fantastic game. First thing you would notice is definitely the art style. It has this etched kind of Vectrex graphics look, almost like souped up Vectrex, and it looks really striking in the game. I actually really enjoyed it because everything kind of seemed edgy. It had a really unique kind of disparaging atmosphere in the game that fits really well with the story of the game. And I'm not going to go too far into the story personally. To be fair, like, it was kind of a mess, I'd say. It's purposely meant to be kind of ambiguous and kind of throw you around a little bit. But essentially, you're facing your own demons, and you need to overcome them and grow and meet different people as you're doing that. And you're finding a bunch of different kind of personas throughout your dreams that you're finding that you need to help them try to combat their inner demons as well. And again, it's kind of a lot of ambiguous kind of storytelling. Maybe I just missed it personally, but it did set the tone, but I didn't really pay too much attention to that because I was more focused on the sort of exploration and combat, especially in the game. The combat is a sort of simple battle system, deceivingly simple, but it's how you combat and how you combine these to face all the different varieties of enemies. It's really satisfying, and the visual aspect and the HD rumble and the impact of your hits has a lot of really cool feedback. It really makes the combat a lot of fun. So you have a light attack, a heavy attack, and you have a ranged attack with these drone-like figures that you have that you can kind of equip to yourself. It basically sort of like Pokemon, you find different like familiars, they call them, and you can equip them with different shots that they can have, and you can basically, when you're fighting in combat, you're trying to connect combos together. So you'll be fighting, you're hitting them with a few different hits. You have a stamina bar, so you can't hit like continuously all the time because it'll drain your stamina. You can dodge out of the way, hit them once, hit them twice, but then you want to recharge your stamina. Then that is when you use your familiar, your drone-like figure, to start shooting them with bullets from behind, right? And it automatically shoots at them, right? And then you want to go around behind them, maybe hit them again with a heavy attack, and each time it has a really cool impact, a good feeling every time you hit them. Kind of similar to like the Dark Souls and the Bloodbornes. Like, it's really satisfying when you land a hit on one of the enemies or get a combo that can really take them down, because the game can get pretty menacingly hard, but everything is customizable. There's different kind of cheats that you can add in there that you unlock if you want them. If you don't want to have them, you don't need to implement them there. There's a lot of different customization options. So like every time you get to a certain point, similar to Dark Souls, you find basically a little tombstone that will then save your game. It'll be like a campfire where you can always travel back to that spot, and that'll be your last save point. So that is one of the really cool things about the game as well, again, is it has that kind of roguelike aspect implemented throughout the game that makes every run, I guess, that you have a little more special. But again, it's not like you're going to the very beginning, you're just going back to that one save point that you had a little further back. So it has some really cool looking boss battles. Again, the visuals are really stunning. The enemies, like the etchiness of everything. One of the little issues I had was exploring the environment, because it wasn't as clear with all the etched lines on the outside of exactly where you're going. Sometimes I would get stuck thinking, okay, well, I'm taking a left here. Oh no, it's actually just a mini opening in the level that I thought would have been an exit, but no, it was just a little graphical, not even an error or a glitch. It's just, a little graphical mishap that made me think that an exit or an entrance was there. That happens not too often, but that is one thing to maybe note if that maybe would annoy people. I don't think it really would though, but the music's really menacing and ominous, really cool. But again, a lot of the music kind of goes well with the attacks and the heavy impact, the sound, the rumble, the hitch in the graphics whenever you hit something. Everything impacts and feels really good, and that's what I really love about this game, and what really I took away from it is just how fun the combat was, how great it felt to just hit and beat on some of these enemies. It has some really cool little like side story things. You can buy different equipment, you can upgrade yourself with attack power, stamina, health, upgrade your drone. It's just a lot of fun, upgrading everything, getting better and better, moving through the story. There's multiple endings, a lot of different paths that you can take, and some interesting characters that you meet along the way. So yeah, Lucca Born of a Dream. Don't be dismayed by the interesting choice of eShop cover page, I guess they have. I don't know why they chose that. I think they should have really emphasized the art style in that. I think that might actually lose the game some sales that I think it deserves. It's definitely a really, really fantastic game, like right up there with the Hyperlight Drifters of the world. So yeah, this is definitely highly recommended for me. I had an absolute blast with it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and let me know what you guys think about it. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.